Hello and welcome back to Will's World, where we don't just have one obsession, we have 100. And today's obsession is going to be a very quick review of Deadpool and Wolverine. You can see I've got the shirt here, my wife got me that for my birthday a few months ago. And yeah, Deadpool's a character that I've always had quite a strong interest in. I knew a little bit about him before the films. I'd also had the blue and yellow X-Men Deadpool Funko. One of the first Funkos that I ever bought. And then I caught the first film when it eventually came streaming service because I didn't get to the cinema. And then I actually only watched Deadpool 2 last week, and then I've watched it again along with the first one with my wife this week, so she was prepared to go see the film. I didn't think she'd like it, but I think the music and the humour in all three films undercuts any kind of violence and blood and gore, and I think even that she ended up enjoying. So it was really cool to go and watch it with her for her birthday. And yeah, first thoughts was it was an amazing film. Bit of a slow start. I didn't take to it kind of straight away. It was a little bit confusing trying to get the universes into perspective because I haven't seen all the MCU films, so I've seen kind of maybe phase 1 and then the rest have just picked up over time. So it was interesting, but obviously I got all the kind of the cameos. I mean, just spoilers for anybody. But before spoilers, if you're just considering going, definitely go see it because it's amazing. Basically, that's my review in a nutshell. So after this point, we'll just go through a few spoilers. So if you don't want to know anything, please stop watching now. And yeah, so obviously having Happy Hogan in there, and you had Cap Shield and Iron Man's arc reactor. And yeah, just that was quite cool. But at the slow start in terms of the universe thing, and also being a little bit kind of unsure with the credits. I liked the first thing at the credits, the opening cast credits. The first two Deadpool films, I loved how they did. The first one, it was all basically not the actors' names, and it was just kind of a description of them, like stereotypical British villain. And then the second one they did, I can't believe he just killed all those. So I was a bit disappointed that Disney hadn't carried that on. But after a slow start, I started to really get into it, and it was definitely one of my favourite X-Men films, if you want to call it an X-Men film or an MCU film, depending on how you see it. And the litany of cameos was just insane. All the little nods. You had obviously Elektra, Blade, Laura, and Channing Tatum's Gambit, which was a real left field decision, but one that was really funny. And yeah, I'm not 100% sold on Channing Tatum as Gambit, but nonetheless, he did a pretty good job. Having Blade back was cool. Elektra, also cool, and obviously Laura, who potentially could be Wolverine going forward for the new kind of generation. Obviously Chris Evans. At first I was like, he's going to be Captain America, and then it very quickly dawned on me, no, they're in the void. It's going to be Johnny Storm, and that was amazing. That whole sequence, along with the 20th Century Fox thing in the ground, Sabretooth coming back. There were so many little nods throughout, and I think with Hugh Jackman playing, this kind of different Wolverine, you got to see a different side of him acting, and overall the final scene with one of the final scenes was like a prayer, and when they're getting through all the Deadpools was just insane, and the bit where his mask, he put the mask up, my goodness, I popped so hard for that. That was awesome. And yeah, I kind of like the plot of it. Obviously, it's a little bit strange that, they had that scene at the beginning with Vanessa and Colossus and Teenage Negasonic Warhead and Yukio, Topinda, all those people. And yet they didn't really have any major time in the film, which was a little bit odd. And obviously kind of conspicuous by their absence was Cable and Domino, and also Fire Fist. I can kind of understand why Cable wasn't in there, because he's also Thanos, if that was ever played into it. And Fire Fist, again, kind of understand that. Domino, I was a little bit surprised. I kind of thought she might turn up, but nonetheless, the whole plot, it was really interesting, and I think it was a very, very good combination of like the old Fox kind of X-Men with the new MCU, and the final credits scenes where they go through all that history was, quite moving, because it's been a big part of especially my generation's lives, to have grown up. Essentially, I was 10 when the first X-Men film came up, so I've spent 24 years with these films and these characters, and it was quite nice, and be interesting to see where we go from here now. Is it a clean sweep? Is that the last we'll see of Wolverine, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine? I doubt it, because this film's going to be a huge box office success. Whether it is a critical success is another thing. I think I've already seen a few reviews that are not keen on it, but no, nonetheless, that's what happened with the first two Deadpool. So this is probably going to be another case of maybe it's not critically at its best, but most certainly it will be a box office smash. There's no doubt about that. So it could be the last time we see Wolverine, could be the last time we see Deadpool, but I think the chances are we'll probably get something in the future. And whether we get cameos from all the previous Fox X-Men is a potential there, and I'd be excited to see where they do go from here. But yeah, absolutely go see it. If you're a Marvel fan, if you're a Deadpool fan, obviously go see it. If you're a Wolverine fan, if you're just a comic book fan, or even if you just like a really good film to go and sit in the cinema. It's a little bit long. You probably need to maybe plan for that. But nonetheless, a really, really, really good film. So definitely go see it. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for listening to my thoughts. As always, please take care, and peace, love, and prayers.